Hi everybody, it's Brandon. Welcome back to my channel where I discuss skincare research, and where I review skincare products like sunscreens, serums, moisturizers, and the like. Today I wanted to show you my tinted mineral sunscreen routine. Now if you're anything like me, you try to avoid as much as possible putting chemicals on your skin. Chemical filters like avobenzone, octinoxate, oxybenzone, these are US filters that we use in the US. They are okay, they're not great, not in comparison to like Korean and Japanese sunscreens, but there is some evidence to suggest that putting these sunscreen filters on your skin may actually seep into your bloodstream. It's a scary thought, and it's probably something that you and I don't have to really worry about, but considering that there are natural alternatives to chemical sunscreens like mineral sunscreens with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, it just makes sense that we should utilize natural alternatives, especially if they are less irritating and safer. Now, zinc oxide and titanium dioxide are two robust mineral sunscreen filters. They actually don't filter out the UV that comes from the sun. They sit on your skin, they create a barrier. They block the UV from penetrating your skin. UV is responsible for about 80 to 90% of the visible signs of skin aging, which is a significant, substantial percentage. If you're worried or concerned about skin aging, or if you just want to look the best throughout your life, the way that you feel, it's highly imperative that you're protecting your skin from the sun, in addition to pollutants like cigarette smoke and even dietary factors like sugar and alcohol. Now, the tinted mineral sunscreen that I'm using in my routine and that I've been using for a good year or more is the EltaMD UV Physical Broad Spectrum SPF 41 Lightly Tinted Facial Sunscreen. It's designed for extra sensitive and photosensitive skin, as well as post-procedural skin. So if you have done any laser, like laser hair removal, or any type of like laser facial, or really any procedure, it's imperative that you are protecting yourself from the sun, because your skin is extra sensitive. If you're doing things like retinols or vitamin C serums, your skin is also going to be highly sensitive to the skin, and you can develop irritation in exposure or with exposure to UV. So it's incredibly important that you're including some type of sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen is going to be the best, especially for people who have darker skin tones or people who are prone to hyperpigmentation. Mineral sunscreens, especially tinted sunscreens that have iron oxides, will help protect against blue light that drive that hyperpigmentation, ultimately resolving and bringing it back to baseline skin. The problem with mineral sunscreen is that it's very white and pasty. It sits on the skin. It's not aesthetically appealing. That's why tinted sunscreen is so important, especially for people with darker skin tones. Now, it can be trial and error sometimes to find a tinted sunscreen that works for your skin, but the EltaMD sunscreen I found, based upon not just my anecdotal experience, but people I know with darker skin tones, tend to tolerate this quite well. A lot of people will use this actually as sort of a primer, if you will, before they even put on their makeup, just to provide extra sort of blurring of the skin, of blemishes, of fine lines, things like that. In essence, this could be considered a good makeup base. I haven't used that because I don't wear makeup, but guys, or girls, if you do not wear makeup or you don't want to look like you're wearing makeup, this actually doesn't make you look like you're wearing makeup. It just provides a good blurring feature to your skin. It evens it out quite well, and you're protecting your skin from the sun much more robustly than you would be using a chemical sunscreen, aside from the Korean and Japanese sunscreens, obviously, which are more robust, have more robust filters like Tenasorb and Uvinol A+. Zinc oxide is actually going to be more stable, more photo-stabile. The sun and the UV actually can degrade chemical sunscreen filters quite rapidly. So you're gonna get a lot more protection for your skin. It's gonna go a long way for anti-aging purposes, in my opinion. And also the iron oxides in tinted sunscreens that provide the tint, that provide the color, it's going to help protect against blue light. There's some evidence to suggest that blue light can induce collagenase activity, or the breaking down of collagen and elastin. But the evidence that we have right now that's more supportive is that it helps to actually drive hyperpigmentation. So having a sunscreen that has iron oxides, even if it's just a chemical sunscreen that's tinted, will go a long way in helping to protect against against the hyperpigmentation from the sun. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and I will show you my routine. Yeah, it looks really dark in here when I look into the viewfinder. I live like a vampire, you guys, like no joke. I take this anti-aging lifestyle very seriously. Now, the first things first, I'm going to actually just put my hair up a little bit with this sleep eye mask. I tend to use this. I actually bought this when I went to Europe a couple years ago to just sort of, I don't know, like while I was on the plane, because I was flying from Houston to like Greece or whatever. So it was, I bought this just to block out the light, the blue light, to help sleep. But yeah, now I just use it to put my hair up whenever I use any sort of skincare products at night or during the day when I'm doing sunscreen. Now, before I do the EltaMD Tinted Mineral Sunscreen, before I apply that on my skin, I'm actually going to go over with a mild sunscreen moisturizer. And I do this to just sort of help to smooth out the skin, because mineral sunscreens, they tend to be thicker, they tend to be sometimes even more chalky. The EltaMD isn't chalky, and it's very moisturizing and very luxurious, but it's still going to be thicker than chemical sunscreens because it has minerals in it. So the minerals are just going to make it thicker. I just find that putting a moisturizer on top before I put on the EltaMD sunscreen, the mineral sunscreen, it just helps the spreadability a lot better. I'm actually going to be layering a sunscreen, so I'm going to be starting off with the Pyunkang Auto Mild Sun Cream. Now, this isn't a high SPF. It doesn't even have an SPF rating or PA+++ rating on the label. It's a Korean sunscreen. I actually reviewed this in my YesStyle Korean Japanese sunscreen haul, if you will, video. But yeah, the only really good blocking agent for UV in this sun cream is titanium dioxide. That's definitely going to provide some protection against UV, but the reason why I'm using it is because it's extremely luxurious and moisturizing. I like to do this before I put on a tinted mineral sunscreen like the EltaMD. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay, first, ooh, I like this look actually. Ooh, looks nice. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with, let me get up close and personal. I'm gonna start with the moisturizer. This is how I normally put on like a chemical sunscreen. I just sort of, it's kind of hard to see me. I just sort of like do a face painting course. Oh my gosh, the Pyunkang, how do you say that? Pyunkang sunscreen is so moisturizing, wow. I'm actually not putting up my hair yet. I'll do my forehead in a minute. Okay, so that just sort of like smooths out the skin. And again, it's providing the titanium dioxide, which is going to be extremely, it's just gonna have an extra layer of protection. Studies have shown that most people, and I'm sure I'm in that ballpark as well, most people don't apply enough sunscreen to reach the SPF on the label. And there also tends to be skip areas. So even if you put on sunscreen, there's going to be undoubtedly some skip areas or parts of your face that you just aren't covering. So layering a sunscreen on top of another sunscreen after it fully dries helps to ensure that you're getting to the SPF on the label, but also that you are covering all, you know, square inch of your skin. Okay, so my face is dry with the Pyunkang Yul. I'm gonna go ahead and, this is like my last bottle of the EltaMD Broad Spectrum SPF 41 Tinted Sunscreen. I feel like this is a commercial. It's not. I'm not being paid to review this. But yeah, I'm almost out, so I'm having to like get the very last drop. Yeah, the vehicle that it's in is extremely moisturizing, the EltaMD. This is what it looks like. This is what it looks like in contrast to my like normal skin, this color. But when you put it on your skin, it blends out very, very nicely. And again, it just provides a blurring effect. I love tinted mineral sunscreens. It's a lot more natural. You're definitely, I mean, it is natural, more natural than a chemical sunscreen. And still, I use chemical sunscreens and I don't mind, like, especially Korean and Japanese sunscreens that are more stable and just better than avobenzone. But I just find mineral sunscreens to be far superior in their ability just to protect against the UV aging rays and radiation that we're getting from the sun. All right, so I do the dot method. That's not at all unique. Make sure to get under my eyes, on my nose. I'll do my forehead in a minute. Okay, so, oh yeah. Honestly, you might not even need a moisturizer first, especially if you have oily skin. This is extremely moisturizing. Like you may not even need a moisturizer to begin with if you're trying to like reduce the thickness, because the tinted mineral, the EltaMD like tinted mineral sunscreen is extremely smooth and it goes on very smooth. It's oil free as well, so if you are oily, you don't have to worry about that. So there, and let me just do my forehead so that I'm keeping myself accountable. Start off with the Pyunkang Yule, just to give myself a little bit of extra protection, as well as some moisturizing. I use mineral sunscreens whenever I know that I'm going to be like going outside for like a walk or walking to the store or something like that, or if I'm going to like be going hiking or something, which I very rarely do. Just because again, it provides just so much more protection than a chemical sunscreen. When I use my chemical like Korean and Japanese sunscreens, I know I'm not going to have any cast whatsoever, not even a tint, which is a lot more, I guess, socially acceptable. So if I know I'm going to be like out and about with like other people, and I just don't want to have any sort of tint or cast, I'll use the Korean sunscreen, but only when I know that I'm not going to be outside for a long time. I just feel like, yeah, mineral sunscreens, you're just going to get more for your money, and it's just going to go it's just going to be more stable in the long run, I feel like. I just think it's far more superior than chemical sunscreens. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. If you have a white cast, just rock the white cast. If it's going to be protecting you from potential melanomas, skin cancers, as well as, if aging is a good hook for you to get protected against the harmful, damaging radiation, then, let that be a motivator. If you want to, yeah, but I don't think you have to rock the white cast. You can definitely use a tinted sunscreen like the EltaMD and be totally fine. Like, look, it looks amazing. Okay, so there you have it. I didn't put sunscreen on my ears or my neck because I'm not going outside right now. I don't have any sunscreen on my hands or anything like that either. But this is what it looks like in just normal light of quite a bit of the EltaMD tinted mineral sunscreen. Mineral only, chemical free. Again, it doesn't really look like you're wearing makeup. And once it dries down even more, your skin's gonna look very moist. It's because it's a moisturizer. It doubles up as a moisturizer, but it's not going to look super shiny. It's not going to look like you're wearing an oil painting or makeup at all, but it is going to even out your skin tone and just make you look so much more beautiful, I think, in my opinion. Plus, again, you're protecting yourself from those harmful, damaging UV rays. I highly recommend this sunscreen. I can't recommend it anymore in terms of being a medical grade sunscreen. Yeah, I think it's also marketed as a medical grade sunscreen, meaning you're more likely to find this in a dermatologist's office or a dermatology clinic. You can find it online. I get it on Amazon, or you can get it on their website as well, or the derm store may even carry it, I think. There are other mineral sunscreens on the market, other tinted mineral sunscreens on the market that work just as well and have pretty much the same ingredient profile. The thing I like about this sunscreen is that not only does it have UV filters in it, it also has alpha lipoic acid, quercetin, which is a good antioxidant, as well as linoleic acid. There's actually some good evidence to suggest that these ingredients can inhibit matrix metalloproteinases, which are enzymes that degrade collagen in the skin and lead to skin aging. So if you can have extra topical application of these ingredients combined with a sunscreen that's already inherently anti-aging, you're getting a powerful combination of several different active components that will go a long way in protecting your skin, helping to keep it younger, longer. I mean, what more can you ask for a sunscreen? I feel like I'm plugging this hard, like I'm selling this, but I'm not. I have an affiliate link down below. If you want to try out the sunscreen, definitely check that link out. It'll take you to, I think, probably Amazon. Try it, come back to this video, leave a comment, let me know how you liked it. Do you use this sunscreen? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more skincare videos. Also, don't forget to hit that bell so you could be notified for future videos, and I will see you all later.